Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome Monday night college basketball DFS. Feedback Live. Pete Cole here with Chris Duffy. What's up, my man? What's going on, Chris? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Doing fine. NFL's over with. Super Bowl was last night. Congratulations. I see you decent hit a couple grand last night, right? In a showdown. Well, obviously in a showdown. What did you hit last night?
Yeah, I think it was close to the octo. When I looked in other contests, it was a 0.5 more was the octo. So it was around 2,500. So that was nice.
Well, congratulations. And now it's NFL's over with. I was starting to get sick of NFL. I kind of mailed it in. I mailed it in yesterday, pretty much to the showdowns. But it's all about college hoops now. It's February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. We got 4 weeks probably to March Madness. We're getting real close. Hopefully, we're going to start seeing some better contests. Hopefully tomorrow night, usually it's big night Tuesday. Hopefully Sundays get better now that there's no more NFL, especially this weekend. There's going to be NBA break and all that. So it's time for college hoops, and we've been doing really well. Big weekend, man. I almost won that jam Saturday night. The 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. slate. I finished like 5th and 10th, but then Terry kid from DePaul hit me with like 10 DK points in the last minute of overtime. People were passing me, but still had a really good day Saturday. I seen you won a couple of GBPs Saturday also. So, but we're not here to talk about the past. We're here to talk about today, now, not the future. It's Monday. We have a 6 game slate tonight. Kind of a chalky slate, I think. But and you guys, first of all, TrillsChoice.com. You guys watch this for the first time, check us out. Small sports is our specialty. We hit all the small sports, tennis, college basketball, college football, that kind of stuff, but still NBA. NHL is actually, that's another sport's been crushing for us. I don't remember the last time we've seen our guys lose in NHL. So we have a new NHL guy, just came on board, really tech savvy. He's introducing some new stuff to the site. So check us out. Free Discord, pretty cheap. We'll have some deals coming for MLB starting. So, but college hoops tonight. Let's get rolling. We're just gonna go game by game. I'm going to talk pretty much about cash plays, maybe some GPPs. At the end, we'll give a couple prize picks, give our cores, your top play, top value, and get out of here before lock. So first game, West Virginia, Kansas State. We're starting at Kansas State. Kansas State's a 3.5-point favorite. 134.5 over under, which is actually, well, not the Virginia game, second to lowest game of the slate, over under. 2 decent pace teams. West Virginia, I mean, decent pace, not world beaters, but neither of these teams that play really slow. But Kansas State, decent defense. West Virginia, decent defense. So what do you? Let's start with Kansas State first. You look at anybody in Kansas State for cash tonight. Because there is going to be some chalk. We have the Creighton games to talk about. But anybody you looking for chalk in this game?
Yeah, the whole night's a little slow outside of that Creighton game, of course. But I think there's some plays for sure. If we're looking at Kansas State, one of the great things about them is they have really tight rotations. Nigel Pack is really on the up. He shot 15 threes last time against West Virginia. I don't know the outcome of that game last time. But, I don't think you should really attack West Virginia.
Lost by 3.
Okay. I don't know if you should attack West Virginia with the 3. I like Pack. He's a little high price for me. I think Noel will be the chalkiest, of course. We've talked about his home splits before being better. The last 5 games hasn't really been that way. They've been back and forth. But the guy I want to kind of highlight here that I have highlighted is Mark Smith. He's a great rebounder. The only thing holding him back a little bit, he does, he's got a 3.6 foul rate. But he's a tremendous rebounder. He's got that going for him. He drives the ball inside on West Virginia. And another thing is, last time they played, he got 39 fantasy points, I think. Now, if he can stay out of foul trouble and stay on the floor for 35, 40 minutes, I think he's a great leverage play on on a guy like Noel or Pack. And let's see here. Sorry, there's actually another guy, Sultan Miguel. I know we used him a couple times last year. He popped out to me because this slate is hurting for value. So I think he's a decent look if you're looking there. Outside of that, that's all I really want for Kansas State.
Yeah, so first of all, Sultan Miguel. Now, he missed, 4 games, came back last game, and that's when Mikey McGurl was starting. And Miguel did not start the last game. He came back. He still played 22 minutes, came off the bench, gave us 20 DK points, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. But before that, before those 4 games he missed, he started every game but 2 earlier in the season. So Miguel at that 3-4 price, and we could expect to see 22 minutes in his first game back. If we can get 25 to 30 minutes out of Miguel tonight, and he should easily put up four times his value. Is looking at his games before that. I mean, every game was 6. I mean, he wasn't a world beater, but 16, 14, 24, 17. So if we get 24 minutes out of Sultan Miguel at 3-4, I think it's a pretty decent value tonight on a value, like you said, on a site is lacking value. So we got to pay attention to at least it's an early game, 7:00 game. If Miguel is starting, he probably will be in my main lineup, and that may get us a little bit different from the rest of the field, because I'm not sure if Miguel's going to be popular. And even if he doesn't start, I don't mind a Sultan Miguel at 3-4 that's going to give us 25 minutes and possibly, 15, 17 DK points. But right there, you're talking like 5X. So don't mind it. Nice yellow pack. Like I said, anytime a guy throws up 15 threes, you got to pay attention. Like you had said earlier today, looking at West Virginia, they're ranked 45th in the nation in 3-point percentage allowed, which is pretty good. So now it'd be different if we saw West Virginia was really giving up the threes, and I'd be all over Pack. But just realize, Pack threw 15 bombs that night, but West Virginia is not bad defending the three. Don't mind to call him Mark Smith. We've been playing Mark Smith forever. The other guy's Marquis Noel. He's been getting a little bit of reputation as a splitsy player, but we were digging through this earlier. It seems like that's turned around all of a sudden. Because he's been a home split guy all season, but now his last 3 out of 4 games he's been 4 or 5 he's been away, and against Iowa State he put up 37 DK, TCU 34 DK. So and then his home game it was Baylor, of course, when he put up 10, and then so. I can't say he's a splitsy player. We've been saying all the year. He's actually coming around on the road. Not a bad play though. 24% usage last 5. So I see Miguel as a possible cash play for value. Mark Smith, nice call. To me, Smith's always a GVP player, but he's playing big time minutes right now, man. He said he's rebounding. If he was 6'5", I'd be over Mark Smith. He's 7'7", but in play probably more GVP. Nigel Pack GVP. So on the West Virginia side, man, I'm a Taz Sherman guy, and Taz is the only guy I'm looking at for West Virginia right now. And I'm even looking at Taz right now for a main lineup, because when I can get Taz Sherman at 6'9", now he's been in these mid 6s now for like a month now, but still, Taz normally is 8K, 7'5", 8K player. If I can get Taz Sherman right now, 30% shot rate, 28% usage rate. That's a player I want to play in cash on my main lineup. I got him at 30% shot rate, 28% usage rate. I'm all over him. 19% assist rate, 2.6 steal, 20% usage over the last 5. I love Taz. Is the matchup the greatest? I'm not afraid of Kansas State. I mean, Kansas State and their 2-point percentage, they're ranked well. 237, so there you go. So I'm all over Taz Sherman right now. I even looking at a cash at that price 6'9". I know a lot of people are looking at 4 Creighton guys today in cash. I'm more a 3 Creighton guy. I'm even seeing Optos running 5 Creighton guys. But if you want to be different, I think Taz Sherman may be one of the ways that you can go to be different today. I don't think Taz is going to be highly owned in cash. Anybody else on this West Virginia side, I'm not really looking at anybody. No, I think that's it. I think it's Taz. I mean, usually we like some of these value guys, but I can't even get really any of these guys. Anybody else is pretty much, I would think.
Sorry about that.
I would think GPP's anybody else looking at. I can't. I'm not even dealing with Sean McNeil tonight. You know, Sean McNeil can drop some bombs for us every now and then. But to me, it's all Taz. I'm looking at Taz and Cash possibly, and that's it for this game.
Yep.
Anybody else you got West Virginia?
I don't see anybody have the upside to go. I mean, I don't really have anybody else in my lines at all.
Mari Drake that's what we're saying. Mari Drake just said the 3-point defense, number 7 in conference, 2.5% worse than their overall record. I don't know what you mean by that, but West Virginia is not a bad defense. I mean, either is Kansas State. They're more middling. To me, Nigel Pack is more of a GBP play. He could definitely nuke a slate, but we've all seen Nigel Pack hurt you too. So, all right. So that's the West Virginia Kansas State game. That's the first 7:00 game. The next 7:00 game we have is the exciting game tonight. Virginia at Virginia Tech. Tech's a 4.5-point favorite. These are two slow-ass teams. Possession-wise, there's not going to be many possessions this game. I actually threw an article up for our premium room today about this game. I think it was like 110-point score in the last time these two teams played. So Virginia, 358 in pace. Virginia Tech, 346 in pace. There's not going to be a lot of possessions in this game. So I'm not looking at anybody in cash in this game. But there's some GBP plays. I mean, of course. Well, I guess I don't know. You may. Is anybody from Virginia you're looking at for cash? But I guess Sparrow may be in play. What do you think? Anybody in cash for Virginia looking at?
I mean, for cash, the only one I would consider is Cafaro, and that's only because of his price.
Your boy Jamie Gardner.
Gardner's price is a little high, but Cafaro, he had a good game last time he played them, and I think they're going to need his size for sure. And he's earned some more playing time. So because of his price and the value on the slate, I'll consider Cafaro. I put Franklin in a GPP. And only because that price range today around 6K, 5,500 is kind of tough. So I got him in one or two GPPs. I think you can, and I'll just tell you my other guy on the whole game. I think you can consider Mutz. He's just, he's a great passer. He may get some assists. His price is a little high, but I think you can consider him for a GPP. That's about it. I didn't even look at the prior games here. Oh,
I really didn't look at it.
I did look at much at all.
Well, you say Cafaro, and let's go back to Cafaro because $3,400, big kid. I think he's over 7 feet tall. He's just look at his price. It's only 3.4. Last 3 games, he's put up 16 DK. The Miami game 15. So he's putting up 5 DK value his last 4 straight, and he's getting 22 minutes, but. 2 big games this year. One was against Notre Dame. We blew up Notre Dame, 12 rebounds, 30 key points. The other game was against the same Virginia Tech team. We played 30 minutes, 9 rebounds, shot 5 for 7 from the floor, shot 6 free throws. So you do have to take that into consideration because Bennett must have seen something in that matchup where he played him 30 minutes. He got the job done. So Safaro, lacking value, I think Safaro really is in play. It's all these 3K plays, of course, are always volatile. But if Sultan Miguel from Kansas State is not starting, this could be your pivot possibly if you are afraid of Miguel not starting, only getting 15 minutes. That may be what Safaro gets too. But Safaro is another pivot there against Miguel if he doesn't start. Especially when we saw how he destroyed Virginia Tech in that last game. Like the Mutz call, Virginia Tech. I think Mutz is playable. Mutz is one of those guys who's playable any slate. I love the guy, especially because he can get the peripherals. Didn't he have a triple double on Saturday? I remember Saturday we played him. He was one of the cores of my team. One of my main lines had a big score. So Mutt's in play. Aluma, definitely Mutt's better.
Well, Aluma had a great game last time. I'm looking at him a little more. He's a big guy. I put him in play. I wouldn't put him as cash, but I wouldn't just bypass Aluma. I wrote him down earlier. I forgot I did. He had a good game last time, but he's one of the bigger guys, and slow paced games, a lot of rebounds to be had. Kind of, not as obviously that don't make sense, but he only got 6 or 7 last time, but they might feed it to him to get in there because I don't know if Shedrack or Cafaro can guard him. So
here's another value play, actually, that to me more of a GBP play, but because of the price, Virginia right now is allowing 34.8% 3-point, 232nd in the country. Virginia Tech has got Darius Maddox, 3-2. Now, his logs. I mean, it's the Syracuse game. Of course, for Syracuse, he had played 24 minutes, 23 DK. He's been playing 20 minutes a game now, pretty much besides the Georgia Tech game. I'm not sure. He didn't have foul trouble that game. The Miami game, he kind of went off. Darius Maddox, though, is kind of in play, to me, more of a GPP play, punt play, but another kind of a cheap play you want because the kid will put up some threes, and Virginia is not immune to giving up some 3-point plays. But that game, to me, GBP play pretty much only unless you want to go Safaro because there's only, I said the last game like 100, 110 points scored, low scoring game, not many possessions, and it's not a DFS game. More of a better game to watch on TV to play DFS with. All right, next game, a little bit better. Tulsa at UCF. They're playing in Orlando. Tulsa's a bad team right now. UCF's 8-point favorite, 140 over-under. UCF 74 implied. I have 74 implied, which actually is like the third highest of the slate. So, and there are some plays I think we're looking at in our cash games, possibly GPPs. Let's hit off with, first of all, is there anybody Tulsa you're looking at? I mean, we got Dry Horn, is a damn stud, but expensive. Let's look at Tulsa first. Anybody over Tulsa you're looking at? And then I'll hit off with UCF.
Yeah, the only guy I wrote down here is Horn. I used him actually last slate against Cincinnati. I was trying to even – that was Saturday afternoon. I think I was trying to even out the line. And, of course, my dumbass did not play Oscar. But I used him. I think he's somewhat in play, GPP play. But I think he's, slight leverage there. And if you're using 2 or 3 UCF guys, it's going to run back. He is playing really well right now. So he's the only guy in Tulsa that I got written down.
Dryhorn's a stud. I mean, 26% shot, 23.4 usage, 20.5 defensive rebound rate, which is good. He's, blocks. It's his price, I think, that's pretty much going to keep people off him tonight. But like you said, run a GVP. If I'm running 3 lineups, Jariah Horn is definitely in one of those 3. Possibly, actually, I think he's in my second lineup because he's a team. The problem is it's a low total, and we have some guys from UCF we like, but don't dismiss Jariah Horn tonight at 8-4. He's a stud. Maybe Anthony Pritchard, but that's it. On UCF side, one thing we're looking at now, Tulsa. Tulsa's a bad team. I think Tulsa's the last place in the conference. And right now, Tulsa is giving up on a 3, 36.5%, 312th in the nation. And UCF is loaded. We were looking at this earlier. UCF is loaded with 3-point plays, 3-point shooters. First of all, Darren Green at 5K. Darren Green is like my top value of the night. And if you want to consider 5K value, he's more like mid-price. But Green is – I'm all over Green tonight. He's got a 27% shot rate. He's a shooter. I mean, he's a gunner. 21% usage rate. He is, let me see, he's averaging 10 3-pointers over his last 4, 10 3-pointers a game over his last 4, and averaging 45%, 18 for 40 3-pointers in his last 4 games. Now, we all know with 3-pointers, Darren Green could get cold and all that, but I can see Green hopefully keeping it hot one more game. I'm all over Darren Green at 5K. And then Darius Perry, a little bit more expensive at 7.3. The same thing. Darius Perry is, let me see, he is averaging, he's taken 30 over his last 4 games, 3-pointers, made a little bit worse than Green, 9 for 30. But Perry and Green are be lighting it up from beyond the arc. And both of them are probably in my main lineup tonight for UCF. They're my top, not my top plays because of Creighton, but one of my 2 favorite plays, Perry and Green from UCF. Another one is Darius Johnson. Darius Johnson is finally starting again. And we talked about Darius Johnson a couple weeks ago. The kid's a stud. He's going to be a star. A freshman. The problem is he's been starting, but he's been getting in foul trouble. So we're not seeing the numbers we want to see from him. But he could explode any night if he stays out of foul trouble. And then what about the big kid there, Dion? What do you know about him at $4,900 for UCF?
Yeah, he's been doing really well. He's got 11% offensive rebounding rate. His usage isn't the best, but value is strong. So you're kind of trying to balance your lines in some ways. He's definitely in play. I would put him borderline cash to cash. I'm like you. I'm looking at the 2 shooters there of Perry and Green. I think we used them last late also. Green's just a little cheap, especially for the 3 points he can do. I don't know if it was Memphis or somebody. We used them both there also. And after those 2, I'm mixing them with guys like Johnson, DeYoung, and who else? There's
Brandon Mahan. See that Mahan's been there forever. CJ Walker. There's
a couple guys that you can kind of mix and match there for GPP, but I'm basically sticking with the shooters there.
So this what's his name? Young, however you say it. I love the stat, 12.4% offensive rebound rate. It's actually 78th in the country. Between him, Musa Cisse for Oklahoma State, so $100 more. So both those guys are in the same category. I was kind of going back and forth with those guys on my second half for GPPs. But I do like this Dion play. He's not – I don't know. At 4-9, I guess, yeah, he could be in your main lineup. He got 32 minutes against Wichita State. There's a big win against Wichita State. USF, he had 30 minutes. So he's been playing 25, 30 minutes a game. Got to get a rebounds. But I'm all over Darius Perry, Darren Green are my cash lineup. And then I really see the freshman today, Darius Johnson. A lot of Darius and Darians on his team. Darius Johnson is due to erupt. You're all over that last slate. He ended up not starting. But now he's been starting, I think, like the last 4 games. Like I said, getting into foul trouble. But don't be surprised if Darius Johnson at 4K goes off. If not tonight, one of these games. Kid's a stud. All right, so that's UCF Tulsa. Next game, we got 2 more games. Oklahoma State, Kansas. In Kansas, tough place to play. We got 10.5-point favorite is Kansas, 142 over under. Oklahoma State, quick team, high tempo. So is Kansas. So there we do have there's gonna be some possessions this game. They're gonna be running this game. I still think it's a tough game for DFS, especially for cash games, though. Couple plays. So let's hit Oklahoma State first. Then we'll get to Kansas. Anybody you like for Oklahoma State? Not more of a GPP plays, right, though? But
yeah, it's more of a GPP plays. You did hit on Cisse. He had a great game last time against KU. They're going to need his size here. But their rotations have been so tough to nail down. I would put him in play. Like I said earlier, and I'll keep repeating it, between the 5 and 6K range, it's just, you're mixing and matching these guys you think might get 20 to 25. I think, CC, I don't know how to say his name. I think that's his name. CC. He's been one of the more consistent guys. But, he still has games where 8, 15, 16, I think he's in play. Outside of that, I really have nobody else. Oh, let me see. Sorry. I did write down T. Smith. I think that's how I wrote it.
Yeah, we were talking about Smith earlier as well.
He started last game. There's not a lot of value. He got 23 minutes. So
yeah,
I personally think he's somewhat in play if he's going to get 20, 25 minutes. But outside of that, I'm not really considering anybody.
As you're talking, though, it just hit me that the last time they played, Kelly, huge game. He had and I'm not saying play Isaac Kelly. It was, man, I won a bunch of money last year on Isaac Kelly. I think it was a Saturday afternoon, late February, when Kelly went off. I remember right, but Kelly went off against Kansas. Why can't I find it? Back in early January, 45 DK points. Shot them 7-15, 12 rebounds. Kelly, so that puts Kelly in the GPP play. My favorite player to use for Oklahoma State, GPPs only though, is I love Avery Anderson III. Definitely, price has gone down. Anderson right now is only $6K. When he's used, no, I'm wrong. I thought Avery Anderson was in the 7s. His price has gone up a little bit to $6K. He's actually in the 5s. I'm sorry, but last 25% usage, scoring 12 points a game. Maybe it's more of a gut feeling. I can see Avery Anderson going off in this game a little bit, but GVP only. Don't be playing Avery Anderson in your cash. But very volatile. We've seen him against Utah, the Utah game, Texas Tech, Baylor. I mean, he's Kansas. He only had 10 DK points, but Avery Anderson to me is a great GVP play. Big game for Oklahoma State here. So all these guys GVP plays, I think, even since now Kansas. To me, we played Big Dave last Saturday, so he hurt us. Now he's been playing more. Dave McCormick did a lot of research on him today. Bill Self was not happy with his play on Saturday, even though I watched the game. I thought he played okay. Sat him a lot. It seemed like when he's out there, he was getting the job done, but Self obviously didn't think that. He knows more than I do. So now you got Big Dave coming back now at 6'8", 5 on Saturday. I still have a gut feeling. I know Big Dave will walk in his games like he did against Iowa State. Earlier in the season against Oklahoma State, early game, he had 38 DK. And that was the game he put Cisse in foul trouble. And as soon as Cisse and that longness went in foul trouble, McCormick ate. So if McCormick can get in Cisse in foul trouble again today, he's going to have the box to himself. He have a huge game, but does that make him a cash play? Because man, I want to play McCormick, but we've been doing this for years. You fall in love with the guy as soon as you play him. He shits a bet on you. I think it probably will end up happening today. But I still like Dave McCormick. If he can get Cisse on the bench and get him his hands on him, 25% usage. I think he's a team leader usage right now, number 1 offensive rebounder in the country. What's your feelings on McCormick? And then we got Jaylen Wilson, who I'm totally in love with. I think Jaylen Wilson is one of the best players in the nation who's finally playing. But what's your feelings on David McCormick right now? Is David McCormick a cash play? I'm assuming you're going to say no, but what do you think about McCormick tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to put McCormick as a borderline. I don't mind going back to a player. He has pretty good rates, and he was doing really well before we used him that night. Last game he played Oklahoma State, he had 17 points, 15 rebounds, and an assist. Only 2 fouls. It was like 38 fantasy points. But, he only did that in 23 minutes. So he has to be super efficient. And his price went up from Saturday. So, I would love McCormick if it's 55, 6K. But when we can pay, 1K more for Wilson, whose usage and rates have been outrageous, and, we know he's a great player.
We got Taz $100 more.
Yeah, I'm going for Wilson there. But I think McCormick is a great leverage and GPP play for sure.
Yep.
I just, I don't put him as an elite GPP play because of the price. Because when you're only getting 20 minutes, 20, 22, you got to be super efficient, and I don't like that.
Exactly.
Braun,
Yeah.
Braun and Agbaji, they're both in play. I don't have them for cash.
Because of Wilson.
Yeah, outside of that,
for taking the usage.
Yeah, I don't really have anybody else there for cash.
So is Jaylen Wilson at 7-8 in your cash lineup? Because this could be one of the
him and Mark Smith,
right?
Him and Mark Smith are the two guys I'm really high on. I may be a little overboard on Mark Smith. Jaylen Wilson's definitely better, but I'm pretty high on Jaylen Wilson. He's most likely going to make my main team. He has tilted us before, so I'm slightly worried about that. But if he's going to be the player we think he is, then 7,800 is a decent price for him against Oklahoma State.
What I'm liking about Wilson is even now that we're seeing him when he's getting 4 fouls, he's still putting up mid-30s in fantasy points. So this is a Jaylen Wilson we've been waiting to see. Now, he's been steady beside that Kentucky game. It's Kentucky. He's been in the 30s now, 40s since early January. So you can't – why would it stop tonight? I love Jaylen Wilson.
We're playing him.
What's that?
Because we're using him. That's why it'll
that's what worries me, because – and that's why Christian Brown's price and Agbaji's price is all going down, because Wilson has taken over. And he's getting a lot of the usage. Don't forget about Agbaji and Brown. If especially multi-entering, both great plays. I love Christian Brown, but
definitely don't forget about those guys, because I think actually they're supposed to score 77, which is the same for Creighton. Creighton's got a lot more pace to a game in their rotations type of Brown and Agbaji. Definitely GPP plays for sure.
Yeah, I am the same apply pretty much. So Wilson to me is a cash play, borderline core. Big Dave McCormick, GBP play. I want to play him in cash again, but he's GBP play. That's it. And then the other guys are all GBPs. So we love Jaylen Wilson tonight. Oklahoma State side, all GBP. I like Avery Anderson. Who's the Cisse? Like I said before, if Big Dave can get Cisse on a bench like the last game, Big Dave's going to eat, and he's going to give you 30 DK. All right, next game we got is the marquee game tonight, Georgetown-Creighton. Every time Georgetown's on a slate, it becomes a DFS marquee game tonight because horrible defense, pace-up team. So they're playing in Creighton. Now, they just played Saturday, and Creighton went off. Now, remember, Creighton's got a shortened bench. They came practice right now. They got like 7 players. Georgetown, it was like top 40 pace, but also like a 300 ranked defense. Usually we're not talking about Creighton as being one of our offensive juggernauts, what we are tonight. So with 142.5 over under, we saw that they did at Georgetown on Saturday, come back 2 games later. I do feel, though, that a lot of shit could happen in 2 days. You get somebody in foul trouble. Somebody gets, everybody falls in love with one game. They all play 4 or 5 players in that game. Next thing you know, we see it in college football too, where boom, the whole game goes to crap. But there is core plays in this slate, starting with on Creighton, Ryan Kalkbrenner. Kalkbrenner went off on Saturday. Huge game. Him and Hawkins come out for 15 points. He had for Kalkbrenner 15 rebounds, 22 points, smash spot. You got to play Kalkbrenner today, right? I think Kalkbrenner and cash. Him and Ryan Hawkins.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
There's more players here, so I don't know. Break it down for me. Who's a must cash plays and who's borderline cash? Beside, I think Kalkbrenner and Ryan Hawkins are both, especially because first of all, what's his name's is hurt, is out. Oh my God, I just drew a blank on his name. That's why That's why Trey Alexander starting. Arthur Kluma's out. Trey Alexander starting. So, okay, break it down beside Hawkins and Kluma. Hawkins and Kalkbrenner, who's the easy plays. But who else are we playing for in cash?
I mean, so when I wrote it down on my paper this morning, I just highlighted the starting five. And I just wrote starting five. They're all in play. Most of my lines I limited most of my lines to 3. I don't normally like going 4 players from a team. I went 3, and I'm just going back to the well with Hawkins. And it's just an interesting game because they just played Saturday. Was that Saturday? Yep. And, Hawkins got 61. I think Kelk got in 44. Nembhard wasn't needed, but he's in play. Maybe it switches and, Nembhard gets run. They tried to adjust, but I'm still going back to Hawkins and Calc there. But I think Nembhard, Alexander's in play, O'Connell's in play. They're just all in play. But I'm going 3 players, and most likely those 2 are all my builds mixed in with the other guys.
So you're talking Kalkbrenner, Hawkins, and Trey Alexander, to me, are the 3 plays you have to have in cash. Pretty much Trey Alexander, because he's only 4'5". He's playing for Kluma. He was already biggest freshman of the week twice before he was even starting. Now he finally started the other day. And Kluma was finally starting to come to his own. But those 3 to me are locks for cash. And then you got to decide on, do you want to go? I know people going 5. If you go a 4th player, you can go Ryan Nembhard at $6,100. You can look at Alex O'Connell, $67. But I don't know. I don't like going 4 players in a cash lineup. I don't mind doing it in the GVP, but I think Kalkbrenner, Hawkins, and Alexander are your 3 players in cash in that game. And then I can argue with you against Ryan Nembhard because one thing we know about Ryan Nembhard, they got some good freshmen. They got some talent on this team now, huh? I mean, Nembhard's another freshman. The kid's playing 38 minutes, 36, 35, plays every minute of the damn game. So, and he's going to shoot the ball. He averages over 10 shots a game. So I just see Nembhard any more and more as a GVP play when some of these slates. But all right, so on the other side, Georgetown, to me, GVP only. But it is a pace up. We've seen Mohammed nuke slates. We've seen Mohammed, hurt us. But all these guys, don't be afraid to game stack this in GVPs. Don't be afraid to play these guys and come back with a Muhammad, a Donald Carey. The problem is these Georgetown guys are all expensive now. Carey 7'5", Dante Harris is 6'9", and I'm not paying 5'1" for Caden Rice, who's one-dimensional. We know when Caden Rice gets hot and throws up 33 pointers, he's going to come down some. Like we saw this to Paul, but Caden Rice, I'm not paying 5'1" when all he does is shot reliant. That's all Caden Rice is shot reliant at 5'1". So this is a cash game. This is the game you want for cash. Kalkbrenner, Hawkins, and Trey Alexander, and then build the rest of your lineup around those guys.
You know what? I'm looking a little deeper here. I didn't write it down. Mohammed, I always like to use him here and there, and I think he's a pretty good freshman.
Stud.
But I'm looking at Rice here, and because of I don't know, man. Maybe with the I'd put him as a GPP play. He scored 23 last time.
Oh, definitely. He gets hot.
Saturday. Well, if you're looking at the numbers, you can't. They're really
Zeus going up.
Creighton's really tough on the inside. They're about average against 3-pointers. So they're going to need Rice to shoot threes here, and
that's a good call.
I would maybe look into getting him into. I don't really have him at all. I didn't have anybody from Georgetown there. Sorry, from
Georgetown.
Yeah, sorry, Georgetown. Brain fart there.
No, you're right. That's a good call there.
No, it's he may not score 23 again, and I don't want to game log chase there. But if like you say, you might want to look at any of the 3-point shooters, I guess. Harris shot 3, but he's the cheapest of them. Like you said, most of the guys are too expensive. Carey did shoot 8 of them. He got 30. So I would consider Rice as a GPP play.
And even though I think 5-1 is too expensive for Caden Rice, but GPP plays, yes. And I would probably play Rice over Carey, these guys. And I was looking what you're saying. His usage isn't bad. It was last 5, 22%. So, and like you said, Creighton, and I'm glad you said it, is the number seven defense in the country in the interior, giving up 2-point percentage, 42.5. So, yeah, they're going to push it to beyond the arc, and who's going to do the shoot? McCain Rice. So, nice call. If you game stack this, get Rice in there, especially on the comeback. I like Rice, and I always like Muhammad. Muhammad is your prototypical. He's a pounder. He's like a power guard. He's going to be an NBA player. So I like Rice and I like Muhammad. Just know Rice is a GVP play. But he can also shoot the 13 threes and make 1. So, all right, last game of the night. Washington State at Oregon. It's 9 p.m. game. We got in Oregon a 4.5-point favorite. Oregon just got the shit slapped out of them against California on Saturday. So now they're favored at home, 135.5 over under. A little bit of a pace-up game here. Washington State is no pushover defensively, though. A good defense.
Not at all.
Better than I thought they were, but we're both Will Richardson guys. I like Will Richardson a lot at 7'6". I think Will Richardson is that team. So I have Will Richardson on my second lineup because I want to get him in there. I mean, he's one of the top players, I think, in the Pac-12. And averaging 15 points. He's fourth in the conference in scoring. Leads the Pac-12 in 3-point scoring. So we know he's heavily involved in the game. 15 straight double-digit scoring games. I like Will Richardson. He's in my second lineup at 7'6". But I got to respect this Washington State defense. That's all I got for Oregon. Nobody else, but you said Richardson in my second lineup, maybe doing single entries. What about you? Couple plays Washington State, I guess, but take over. Anybody on this game?
Yeah, so Oregon, Richardson, I definitely like him. He just has if you watch the games, he just has the ball in his hands all the time. I suck at PrizePicks, but the last time he played, I took him at, I told everybody, the 27's too low. And at halftime he had 12. I'm like, crap, he ain't gonna get that. He ended with 37. So, I didn't look exactly, but he must have tore it up the second half. But he just has ball in his hands all the time. Also, Harmon, he's been doing really well. I'll consider him. As far as the forwards, they're super tilting. I'm not playing any of them. Guerrier is up to 5'7" now. Guerrier is a good player.
Last weeks. Yep.
Guerrier, he got 28 minutes, 30 minutes. He's getting the minutes. I just don't want to pay $5,700 for him today. A different matchup definitely might. But I told you last slate, everybody was on Guerrier. He was 4,900. Everybody was on Eric Williams, who was 4,700. I said, watch Dante come out and tear it up. So I'm not playing that carousel, but I do kind of want to go back to Eric Williams, but I won't do it. Eric Williams had freaking 3 rebounds last game for 3 and a turnover. And ended up because of the
PrizePicks flop.
Well, because of the Iowa news, we ended up going to Guerrier and Bohannon, which we got lucky there. But let's see. But yeah, sorry. That's all for Oregon. Is I'd consider Harmon for GPP and then Richardson for borderline cash. Washington State, Noah Williams. Not just kidding. I'm not using him. We can't use him right now, even though his price is just too high. Bampa's the only one I wrote down. He's a little interesting. Yeah. His rates are a little interesting. If he's getting 20, 25 minutes, and mainly because of his price. If I think he's a good, he's not a late night hammer or anything, but I think he's in play for value. If one of your last guys in, I would consider him. he started last game. Obviously, we like him more if he starts again. But outside of that, Abogidi played. Sorry, last guy. Abogidi had been playing really well. But, Abagidi's a decent GPP play. He's the kind of guy who can score 30, 35. But Bamba's the main guy I've got in about 2 lineups.
Yeah, and I don't mind Bamba at 3-9. And Bamba could be in your main lineup. In his late games, because all of a sudden you find out he's not starting, but he has started the last 2. He didn't start 3 games before that, but he was starting pretty much most of the season. But he's playing 25 plus minutes. He's going to get you, 4 or 5K, 4 or 5X, whatever. So, whatever. I mean, I'd rather mess with the kid Miguel from Kansas State, or maybe even Safaro from Virginia. But like I said, the Noah Williams experiment, I'm done with that shit. I mean, Williams, he's down to 5K now. Arizona State, he didn't do nothing. Arizona, I mean, this Noah Williams put up single-digit DK points now, 3 of his last 4. But then you look at Noah Williams' usage, 25% of the last 4 or 5 games. So you're always waiting for that Noah Williams game to happen. Talent could be one of the best players in that team, but I'm not messing with him. Muhammad Guy, I guess, 5,700. You can play him in GVPs, but yeah, this is a GVP game only. I mean, I love Will Richardson. He's in my second lineup. Bamba could be a possible value to play at 3-9, but that's it for any of my lineup stuff. All right, so that is the slate, all 6 games. Pretty much the kind of core we were talking about. We're looking at Kalkbrenner, Creighton, Hawkins, Creighton. I love Darius Green, the cheapie from UCF. And the third Creighton player, we're talking about Trey Alexander. Who is your top? Beside those 3 guys, the 4 guys, beside Kalkbrenner, Hawkins, Green, and Trey Alexander, who's your sneaky play tonight? Who do you think that could nuke the slate that nobody's really talking about, or anybody that?
I feel I'm going to lose my tail on this, but I'm going to Mark Smith as my sneak play of the night. I like that call, though. I don't know if Wilson's quite sneaky. Those 2, I have tried and tried. I'm not going to, when you're doing lineup construction and lineup building, you can't really force things all the time. Sometimes you can. I can't quite get to both of them in the same line. I've got some GPPs with them both in the same line. But as far as cash and single entry, I'm messing with it still. And we got 30 minutes. So wait for some news or something. But I'd say Jaylen Wilson is in a pretty good spot for the price, and Mark Smith.
Well, the Jaylen Wilson call. I like the Mark Smith call. My favorite call, I'm just looking to see if there's any news that we missed in the last hour. And there really isn't any news that we missed. There's really those major news we're waiting for either, besides maybe the Miguel starting for Kansas State. Taz Sherman is I don't want to call it sneaky, but Taz Sherman, I think, is my play tonight that I'm hoping to take me to the promised land. It'd be a little bit different than everybody else is going for Creighton. Go the Jaylen Wilson call. Go the Mark Smith call also. I'm over Taz, though. It's going to be a Taz Sherman game, hopefully at 6-9. And, PrizePicks. I seen the Creighton guys are popular. They did go up a little bit on PrizePicks.
Yeah, but how much did they go up? Let's see.
They only went up like half a point to a point. Give me one PrizePick that you like tonight. I did run some PrizePicks again tonight. Is there one of your favorites that you like?
Yeah, I mean, Kalkbrenner. Well, let me see. I have to refresh here. Sorry.
I got him at 6.5 rebounds. I think he was lower. They were lower. When you showed it to me, they were lower.
Look, when I said to you guys this morning about 6.5, he's now jumped to 10.5. So
what?
I was wondering this the other day. 10. It jumped 4.
I got him at 6.5. I thought that was a high.
Yeah. No. So now I'm wondering. This happened the other day with we got a couple.
Linus Williams. Linus Williams from Wake Forest.
Now, Linus Williams, he went from 5 to 7. Now he got under against Miami. So to me, that's tilting. But I wonder if we hedge here with Cal getting the under of 10.5.
Oh yeah, I would take the under.
I don't know if that's if that's a good double dip. I don't know how that works. Obviously, you got to find the right person to put them with. We got a couple minutes here.
That's a good call.
If you like with Alondis, if we took the under on 7 and got 6, we get a double dip. But this is a 4-point cushion there. So if we take the under on Calc's 10.5, if you're able to get it this morning,
Wow, yeah, they've really gone up.
I don't know.
People are all over trading today.
I don't know if that's a smart strategy, to be honest. I don't know exactly. I play PrizePicks, but I'm not the best with that type of stuff. I still like Cal Combiner's points, rebounds, assists at 17.5. I still like Hawkins. I don't know how they have his prop at 10.5 rebounds, and then his points, rebounds, assist is at 17.5.
Who's this, Hawkins?
No, Cal Cabrera.
Okay. So, I'm Hawkins.
I haven't. You look at his rebounds at 10.5. They didn't adjust his points, rebounds, assists. It's been all day, so it stayed at 7.5. So if he gets 10 rebounds, I'm almost guaranteed he's going to get 2 or 3 points and 1 assist or something. That's basically, I think, the over on points.
Hold up.
Sorry,
I have Cal Perna still at 6.5 rebounds.
Did you refresh?
You're looking at points, 10.5 points.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry. Yeah. See,
sorry.
I'm dumb.
All right, so I got it on the high end. I thought 6.5 was the high end. So
you did?
That's all right.
Well, he got 15 rebounds last game.
Yeah, he double. So I would take the over Cal Perna over 6.5 rebounds.
That was a whole waste of 5 minutes.
For a 7.5. There was another. Oh, you know what? I like the Darius Horn. I like the Darius Horn call. I said I think Horn's the one guy that UCF's going to struggle with. I have Horn at 27.7 fantasy score. I still think it's the same. You can take the Horn over. You know what? The Dayton kid also. Darren Holmes from Dayton, 18.5 point rebounds, assists. That's what I got at. I don't mind that over also. The Dayton kid, Darren Holmes. These PrizePicks people out there. It's just 30. It's been an hour. So 6 game slate. We have a big game slate, of course, tomorrow. I don't know if it's out yet. Hopefully it's a 7 o'clock slate. Let's get through this slate tonight. We want to get out the chalk a little bit, which we talked about most of those plays. I don't see any news. Nothing big's happened tonight anyways. Nothing crazy. So I think that is it. Yeah, for now. Thank you, Chris.
Yep.
Any questions? I don't see any questions on there. Let's hit tonight. Let's go back tomorrow. We've been on a nice roll here. Let's keep it going to March Madness. Good. Congratulations. A good football day yesterday. Mickey, thank you. Our producer, great job as always. And we'll be back in tomorrow. We're on demand for the next half hour for you guys. I see people are popping in now. So, all right, that's it. Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Peace.